What are fighting words? The definition of fighting words are lewd or obscene words that inflict injury or intend to disturb the peace. An example of this is using terrible language towards police officers, government officials, government authorities, etc. They are very different from hate speech. Hate speech is speech or the expression that attacks a person or persons based on their membership of a group, race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, and much more. Hate speech promotes stereotyping, and it is protected by the First Amendment. Examples are subjective to certain beliefs. The U.S. Supreme Court has repeatedly ruled hate speech and fighting words as legally protected speech under the First Amendment, but most cases of hate speech are more protected than fighting words. There is a fine line between the two, and it is really hard to tell the difference. Elonis versus the United States. There are certain key people that you need to know in this case. There's Anthony Elonis, who was convicted of transmitting threats to injure his coworkers, his wife, the police, a kindergarten class, and an FBI agent on Facebook. That is a criminal offense. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit affirmed Elonis' conviction.
This is a picture of Elonis, and these are some of the things that he said that warranted this court case. So essentially, Elonis posted threats on Facebook to many people, and the district court instructed the jury that a true threat requires an objective intent to threaten. Elonis appealed this and argued that the true threats require a subjective intent to threaten, which an objective intent is determined based on the quality of the defendant's state of mind, and a subjective intent refers to the actual state of a person's mind. So the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit affirmed his conviction and held that a subjective intent standard would fail to protect individuals from the fear of violence, which the true threat exception was created to prevent. The Supreme Court ruled an 8-1 decision for Anthony Elonis. Chief Justice John Roberts Jr. delivered the majority opinion. The court held that an objective standard would risk punishing an innocent actor because the crucial element that makes this behavior criminal is the threat, not merely the posting. So basically, it was based off of the intent, not how it was worded. And then Justice Samuel Alito Jr. wrote a concurring opinion, and Clarence Thomas wrote a dissenting opinion in which he argued that the majority opinion not only overturns the rulings of previous circuit court appeals cases, but also leaves the courts uncertain as to whether an intent to threaten is required or whether recklessness is punishable. So more basically, Elonis posted threatening comments on Facebook, and he claimed that they were meaningless or lacked the intent of a threat. And in order for him to be convicted, the government had to prove that he had the intent to threaten. So Elonis claimed that he didn't intend a true threat, and the court had no proof that he did. So many of the justices sided with Elonis. And the dissenting opinion's concern was that many cases similar to Elonis's had ended in a different way, and he thought that the Supreme Court should make the criteria for what constitutes a true threat more evident. And he cited First Amendment cases involving fighting words as evidence to support his dissenting opinion.